It is time to lawyer up. I'm Dex. This is Shannon, and Matt O'Neill is with us. We were having a good time during the break.
We're just
a little
excited
too good of a
that
time,
you came
right?
back again, and we have so many questions because this last episode was ridiculously lawyered. What's the layman's term for lawyer?
Had a lot of legal issues.
Yeah,
Yes,
lawyer.
thank you. Matt O'Neill, Whitener Law, that's where you're from. And
Yes.
you guys know what you're doing over there.
Yeah.
That's why we're going to break down this episode and talk about some of the things that went down. It was a great episode last night because it was all about, this lawsuit that they're throwing down. So let's get to our first clip here.
They wouldn't let me in, and I could see that they were shredding. I wrote them a demand letter. I gave it to them.
You broke into a nursing home?
Assisted living.
And you stole their garbage?
No, it was in public. There was no lock, no nothing. I just lifted the lid, and there it was. And there's no reasonable expectation of privacy in that situation, is there? You can't say it's private if a hobo can use it as a wigwam. That's the standard, right? If animals or vagrants can get in.
More or less, yes.
Okay, so this is all legal. I mean, it's completely above the belt legal. I just need to figure out what they're trying to cover up.
That can't be really legal, right? Because he took shredded documents.
As far as I know, in New Mexico, it's not illegal to steal things from a dumpster. The only thing I could think of could be a crime is petty larceny, maybe something stolen worth less than $100. But I've never heard of it being enforced.
It's wrong, though. Can't you dock that up?
Well, I mean, I guess that would go to the admissibility of evidence. There's a question whether he made himself a witness, maybe how he obtained the evidence, things like that. But I don't see that as necessarily illegal in New Mexico. Some cities do have ordinances that prohibit that, going through people's trash and taking things. But the cops can go through your trash, actually, legally, is my understanding of the law.
For $20 million, would you guys jump in that dumpster to look for those? Would you take the time to piece all of that together?
Heck yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, what if there was a chance you wouldn't get the $20 million?
I would still do it.
Really?
Well, why wouldn't I get it?
I think, yeah. I mean, if you thought your client's evidence was being destroyed, I think taking that kind of action would be the right thing. I don't think it's unethical, per se.
Once again, a very honest lawyer, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let's get to our next clip.
Nebraska, although they both begin with the letter N, actually turns out to be a different state than New Mexico. So your client accepted shipments across state lines for its enterprise. In the U.S. mail, no less.
Are you trying to make this a RICO case? Like our client is John Gotti or something?
Yeah. You know as well as I do, RICO's used mostly for business beefs. Sedema establishes a pretty low threshold for RICO provisions to kick in.
So I guess we need to know, what the heck is a RICO? What's the RICO Act?
RICO is a racketeering statute, a federal statute, and so it's meant usually to get large criminal organizations. That's the original basis of it. It is used for businesses. I once worked on a case where we were trying to figure out how to use it, maybe related to gangs. And when I worked for the city and the police department many years ago, I think it is. I think he's exactly right. It is widely used for business-related things and conspiracies and frauds.
All right, so let's get into Lightning Lawyer. You ready to do this?
Yes.
All right, question number 1. Do most partners in a law firm have a non-compete clause?
Ooh.
I've looked into that once, many years ago again, but I don't think non-compete clauses are enforceable with attorneys in some professions.
Question number 2. How many lines have you stole from Saul Goodman? Truth.
My favorite one is the UN logic. I haven't gotten to use it yet, though.
Okay.
And the bar exam, we saw in the flashback last night, Jimmy, he passed the bar exam. He said it took him 3 times. How many times did it take you?
Well, I got it the first time, thank goodness. And as actually everyone in my firm, I think, got it the first time.
Yeah?
But I don't think it's very common to fail. But people do, I know. I suppose there can be good reasons for that. And I've known people to fail multiple times.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a common occurrence. So I think it kind of, we're reflecting on him intellectually, I think, in this episode. Maybe he's not the smartest or the sharpest tool in the shed or something, Okay.
Here you go, Shannon. You can become a lawyer.
I know. I'm very smart. Oh, why
No one's
did we
saying
laugh
anything
at that,
like
guys?
Matt O'Neill, thanks again for hanging out with us. And,
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate it. So coming up, we're going to wrap up the show. We're going to talk to our man, Vincent Mack. next, so hang out with us.